Hi guys, welcome to this new video. So today I wanted to talk about one of my favorite book tropes of all time, which is the fake dating book trope. I have an obsession with this trope. I just love the books, I just love the trope, and I don't know, there are so many good books with this trope. So I wanted to share with you guys my favorite books that have this trope. So the first book is The Love Hypothesis by Ellie Hazelwood. So the book is about Olive. She is a biology student and she's trying to convince her best friend that her dating life is going amazing, which it actually isn't. In order to convince her best friend, she kisses a random dude in a classroom who turns out to be a professor at her school. They start dating and they try to convince everyone around them that they are in love. So the dynamic between them is so good. I love Adam, which is the professor, and he's very broody, and the book is very grumpy sunshine coded, and is woman in STEM, which I love. Although I didn't get most of the science in this, it was amazing. It has an age gap. Obviously Olive is a student and Adam is a professor, but the age gap isn't very big, so if you're not into that, then it's not very obvious, you know. The book is very fast paced and it's really easy to read. I finished this in one day and I don't know, I couldn't put it down, you know. It's just amazing. I've read it twice already. Adam is he's just amazing. He's so, I don't know, so dark, you know, and broody, and I don't know, it's just a very good book. It's really cheesy, but it's also really romantic. So I really recommend you read this if you are looking for an easy read with the fake dating trope. The next book is Twisted Lies by Anna Wang. It's the fourth book in the Twisted series, and personally like one of my favorites. So the book is about Stella, who is a social media influencer, and she needs to build her brand, and in order to do that she decides that she needs a fake boyfriend. This is where Christian comes in. He's the owner of her apartment building. They've met a few times and they decide to start fake dating because it would be convenient for him too, because she'll help him with meetings and his image. Christian is a very dark and quiet person and he really quickly becomes like obsessed with her, which I personally really like. I think it's amazing. I think the fake dating is done really well with this. It is very slow burn, you know. It's a pretty thick book, but I love slow burn. I really like when it's not too fast paced. Sometimes I do like it, like in A Love Hypothesis, but in this one I just think it was perfectly done. It's a really steamy book, but done really well, and it's also once again very grumpy sunshine, and Christian is very I hate everyone but her coded, which I just love when men in books are like that. There's also a bit of action in it because Stella has a stalker and they have to live around that. So that's also like a really interesting plot, which I really liked. It definitely made the book more fun to read. The next book is The Spanish Love Deception. So in The Spanish Love Deception, Lina is looking for a date for her sister's wedding in Spain, which is where she's originally from. Her ex is going to be there, so she needs a date, but she can't find anyone. So when Aaron, her work enemy, offers to be her fake date, she at first rejects him because she's like, I'm not going to do this, you know. I can't fake it for my family, you know. But eventually he manages to convince her and they go to Spain together. The book is a slow burn romance, which I really liked. It also has the enemies to lovers trope and also is a workplace romance, which honestly I love those type of romance books. There's also the one bad trope, which was just, it was so well done and it was so amazing. And Aaron is honestly, I don't know, I kind of fell in love with him in this book. I don't blame Lina for falling in love with him as well, which, spoiler alert. But I really like the setting of the book. It obviously was in Spain and it was on a wedding weekend, and there are a bit more dark secrets in this, which definitely gave it more depth. But I really liked this book. It was a very fun read and I definitely think it's an easy read as well. So if you're someone who has just started reading, this is definitely a good read for you. So the soulmate equation follows Jess, who is a single mother of a 6-year-old girl, and she's very cautious to go back into the dating scene. She decides to sign up to a matchmaking company which claims that they are able to match people by their DNAs. Surprisingly, she gets a perfect match, which has almost never happened before, which is a 98% match with the owner of the company, River. Sadly, they can't stand each other. They ran into each other and they just hated each other from the first moment they met. But in the name of science, they decide together that they are going to fake date in order to see if they really are a good match and in order to promote the program. So this book has a lot of science in it, which I really liked. It also definitely has the enemies to lovers trope. It follows a single mom, which I really like. Jess is a really good mom, and it also follows the struggles of being a single mom. I really like the relationship between River and Jess, although there were some hiccups, I guess, which were definitely not necessary in my opinion. But I still really like this book. It had some plot twists, which I'm not going to spoil, but they were surprising, I guess I could say. And I really like this book. It's once again also really easy to read. I really like books by Christina Lauren. They are, I don't know, they're really good writers, so I definitely recommend this book. The next book is Terms and Conditions by Lauren Asher. It is the second book in the Dreamland Billionaire series. You don't necessarily need to read it in order, but I would recommend you do it. Honestly, this is one of my favorite book series ever. It is so good. I really like the first book, but this one is my favorite. So it follows the second brother, Declan. He's actually an oldest brother, and the entire series is about the three brothers, the three Kane brothers, getting their inheritance and having to do something to get their inheritance from their grandfather, who owns a sort of Disneyland type of theme park and company. And in order for Declan to get his part of the inheritance, he has to marry, but he can't find anyone to marry. He hasn't dated in years, and because of that, his assistant Iris stands up and says, you know, we're going to get married. So they're getting fake married because of that. Honestly, this book was so good. It was so romantic. Declan was very dark and broody, and was very grumpy, sunshine coated once again, and he was very I hate everyone but her, and I honestly fell in love with him so much. I loved the chemistry between Declan and Iris. They are such a good match, and I don't know, I also really loved the relationship Iris had with Cal, which is the third brother, which is who the third book is about. I honestly love this series so much, and I can't stop talking about it. It's so good, and I definitely recommend you read it. It's also very steamy, in the best way possible. And yeah, that's all I can say about this, to be honest. It's just so good. It's probably one of the best fake dating books I have ever read. So next is The Dating Plan. The Dating Plan follows Daisy, who is from a really big Indian family that are trying to get her to get married, which she doesn't want. Then there is Liam. Liam is her childhood crush, and they decide to get fake married, not just for her benefits, to get her family off her back, but also because he needs to get married to get his grandfather's inheritance. I really loved this book. It was very easy to read, and it had a really big family dynamic, which I really loved. It had a lot of Indian culture, and Liam and Daisy had a lot of banter and a lot of chemistry, which I loved as well. I love all the books from Sarah Desai, so I definitely recommend you read this if you love a good fake dating, fake marriage type of book. The last book is The Wall of Winnipeg and Me by Mariana Zapata. So the book is about Vanessa, who is the personal assistant of football player Aiden. She has been his assistant for 2 years, but decides that she's going to quit because he takes her for granted, and she deserves better. So she decides to quit, and he comes running back to her with his tail between his legs and begging her to come back. She refuses, but then he drops a bomb on her that he needs to get married in order to be able to stay in the country and keep his career, because he's originally from Canada and not from America. So he needs to get married with her, an American citizen, in order to be able to stay in America and continue his career. So she decides that they're going to get married just for convenience, and that's it. So it's a amazing slow burn. Look at how thick this book is. It is so good. I loved the chemistry between Aiden and Vanessa. It's once again a sports romance. Honestly, Mariana Zapata does them best. It is very, very, very steamy, which I loved in this book. And I don't know, I loved Aiden. He was so good and he was so nice to her. And even though at the beginning he was so ignorant of her, but he definitely learned his lesson. And I don't know, this is just one of the best books I've read. It just keeps coming back to me and I just keep wanting to read it again. It's once again fake marriage as well. Marina spotted it so well, and I don't know, it just has a lot of good tropes in it, and I definitely think you would like this if you enjoy a good fake dating / fake marriage book. So that was the video of my favorite fake dating romance books. Honestly, I could probably mention a few more if I wanted to, but these definitely are my top books with this trope. I hope you guys liked this video and I hope to see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Bye bye!